Hello, my name is Helen Cummins and this is Mallorca Living, a space dedicated to those who are dreaming of making Mallorca their home. Today I'm here with Dave and Mandy Falconer, who recently purchased a holiday home on the island. They're here with their dog Teddy. Dave and Mandy, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for being here. We want to hear all about your journey to Mallorca. So you recently purchased a beautiful holiday home. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's an apartment in Nova Santa Ponsa. It's in a beautiful location. It's beside the Port Adriano and the Toro Beach. Walkable to there, and the restaurant's there, and it's very close to some nice hills for cycling, because I'm a bit of a cyclist, and some nice flat running as well. So it's superb, and it's the proximity to Palma is incredible. So the area is fantastic.
So you just bought it like two months ago, I think, was it?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you've moved in now, and you're doing a little bit of refurbishment and so on. But your actual original idea when you thought about buying here in Mallorca was in the north of the island, but in actual fact you've bought in the southwest. So can you tell us a little bit about what changed your mind from your original vision of what you were thinking of?
Well,
we'd always holidayed in the north.
Mallorca.
Yeah,
in the north, so you've been
Yes.
regular visitors, so you felt you knew that area quite well.
And we loved it basically because we were both ran. You didn't cycle so much in the beginning when we first started coming.
No.
We were runners, and the run from Puerto Palenza to Alcudia is stunning.
And you have a lovely track, the whole way around the coast. The views from there are just spectacular. Are you morning runners, evening runners, or it doesn't matter?
In those days, I was more evening.
Yeah, anytime runners really.
But even in July and August.
Yes, we love the heat.
We do love the heat.
Yeah.
So when you decided to buy in Mallorca, you were focused more on the north.
Very much.
And what changed your mind?
Well, I as I mentioned, I'm a cyclist, and I had it in my brain that the northeast was where you went for cycling.
The home of cycling.
Because the events tend to start
Playa de Muro
there and all of that. Yes. However, we were convinced that coming down here was worth a look, and we came down to the southwest, had a look around. I spoke to some people and understood that it's actually wonderful for cycling, and it's probably a better option than up in the northeast as far as all year round is concerned. It seems to have more life all year round, and again, its proximity to Palma, it's incredible. So.
Did you feel you were getting better value for your money in the southwest compared to what you saw in the northwest?
I don't know.
I'm going to say there was certainly more variety
in the southwest.
And I think you are quite limited in the options available up in the northeast. And
in what sense?
Well, I think I guess the scale. There aren't so many community blocks. There aren't so many areas.
The residential areas are not as attractive.
Did you have your list of these are my absolute requirements? Tell us, what were they?
Beach for me had to be able to walk to a beach, because I wanted. So when people come out, you're not having to drive them everywhere. So I did we either said a very big pool or a beach.
Within walking distance.
Yeah.
Sea view, was that important for you?
A sea view wasn't important, no. A nice view was important. But we didn't want to be looking out onto another complex or other back gardens or whatever.
So you wanted something kind of open and beautiful views. Yes.
And I think the walking is important, not just to the beach, but
bars,
to bars, restaurants, a shop, for example. I was keen not to be restricted to having to jump in the car whenever we needed to go somewhere.
So everything kind of, all the convenience within walking distance.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
that what you have found now in Nova
It
Santa
is.
Ponsa?
It
Very
is,
much
yeah.
so.
So where is your closest little community, village or commercial centre?
El Toro
El Toro.
is right. We are 15 minutes walk from the centre of El Toro and Port Adriano.
Yeah.
So we have restaurants, we have bars, we have supermarket, and we have a beach.
So do you go to the beach there at Port
Yes, we-
Adriano?
Yes.
Is that the...
Yes.
which
It's a
is
lovely little
It's
beach. Yeah.
beautiful.
And it's not so crowded, actually.
And it's very calm. It's because it's kind of enclosed. The water seems to be really calm all the time, and it's crystal clear.
And in the evenings, you have the most beautiful sunsets.
Sunsets,
Sunsets.
incredible. Yeah.
Stunning, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have friends, they own an apartment there overlooking the harbour. And
Yes.
Oh.
I've been there in the evening, it's just incredible.
yeah.
And you have the Madgra, no, the little islands
Yes.
also that you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the scenery from some of the walks that when we're taking Teddy out for a walk or when we're running or whatever, the scenery around that part of the island is breathtaking.
I mean, I agree with you totally when you mentioned that you have more options, not only in terms of the kind of the quantity of different communities and residents and stuff like that, but the proximity to Palma and to
Yes.
other villages and towns, which actually have life all year round,
Yes.
Yeah.
makes a big difference from the north, I would say.
Yes.
What's been your experience since you moved in?
Well, since we moved in, of course, for the last 6 weeks or so, we've been setting up home. So we've had to go every day to the shops in Palma or some of the hardware stores
Okay.
or whatever. And now the thought of having to have done that from the northeast every day
Would be.
would have been very difficult. But that's not to say it's not
Doable.
It's not
It
for
is
many
doable.
people. It's a lovely part of the island. But I think for us that proximity, particularly when we have people coming to stay with us as well. Palma's such a wonderful city, to be able to just not nip in there in 20 minutes is great. Yeah.
It's a big bonus to live 20 minutes from Palma.
Yes.
So when are you how are you planning to use your new home?
As much as possible.
Okay, that's a good start.
That's why
Yes.
I would say if it was just a pure summer holiday home, you would probably Puerto Palenza
Yeah.
would be fine. But because we do want to use it more,
Yeah, we want to
Off
utilise
season,
it.
you want
Yeah.
to use it in the winter months as well.
Very
in
much.
spring.
I think, we're outdoor people, as you understand. So cycling, running, walking, all of these things, very attractive to us. And being able to spend quite a bit of time while it's not actually too hot is also quite attractive to us as well. So yeah, we don't know. We don't have a routine or a schedule planned. We've got a lot going on with the family in the next year or so.
we're about to be grandparents.
Yeah, so
Amazing. So where is your house in England then? Where are you located?
In Cheltenham.
In Cheltenham.
yeah.
And you're setting up home. You've actually because for years you lived in Scotland,
That's
right?
correct. Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about the home life back in the UK?
Yeah, well, we spent. I'm Aberdonian. I'm from Aberdeen. Mandy's not, but we've lived in Aberdeen for the majority of our married life. And in the last couple of years, we've had some changes with work and just situational, and we decided it was time that we could actually leave the northeast of Scotland, and we chose Cheltenham to set up our
Which is a
UK base.
beautiful port.
Yeah, it's a
Cotswolds
lovely
is
part of
beautiful.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've just basically had just finished setting up there when in fact, we weren't quite finished when we then had bought this place, and so we've
So
spent
it's two
the last
new homes. It's
yeah
not
we've
one
spent
new home. It's two.
all of this
Just
year in
finished.
chaos.
Yeah, but maybe it's better to get the transition done, right?
I completely agree. I look forward to the day when we come back after this next trip home, when we don't have to think about what's next happening to the place, and we can just actually relax and
Same at
enjoy
home.
the place. And the same at
This
home.
will be the first time we open the front door and there'll be carpet going
Yeah.
up the stairs.
Are you
In
hoping for
Cheltenham.
that, or is
No,
it
we
actually?
know it's there.
It's
We have,
there.
yeah. We
Our
have.
daughter's checked.
Yes.
Your daughter's Jane. And your daughter is living in this area as
Yes,
well, right?
she's
And
around the
your-
corner.
And your daughter's about to
Yes,
give birth,
she
which
is
is
in January.
In
yes.
January, so life is going to change. And do you see your home here in Mallorca as being kind of an extension of the family home that your children will use
Yes.
it too? And
I think very much. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're very excited about the fact that we've got a place here, and I think
Tom is a very
yeah.
keen cyclist, more than
your son, yeah.
yeah, very keen. And his partner is his wife to be. They both cycle all the time.
Okay, so when they know
They
the
can't
island.
wait. Yeah,
they know it well.
They can't
They
wait.
know it well. So, the nature of the property also, I think, lends itself to that, because it is, it's a 3-bedroom apartment, but it's self-contained, and we can lock it up and leave it, and then they can come, or they can come at the same time as us. I think it will be very well utilised.
So when you saw the apartment first moment, what was it that grabbed you, that you said, this is it for
The
us?
view.
I think it was the view. It looks onto a golf course, and
Definitely.
it's an idyllic view.
And the grounds are stunning.
So your view is actually the golf, right?
golf.
Yes.
You have the residence where you live, which
Yeah.
is, I believe, one of the
Oh, it's
most beautiful
It's
and
Yes.
really well maintained.
It is. It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful
residence in-
complex, yeah.
I've heard this, and also that the apartment that you bought is actually very big, which maybe
Yes.
new builds you wouldn't get the same
Yes.
bedroom
Yeah.
size and living room size and so on.
It's very spacious, and it's got a lot of storage space. A lot of living space, and it has a terrace. It's a first floor accommodation, but it has a terrace. And not just a balcony, so it's a good bit of outside space as well.
Yeah.
So your view is the golf looking onto
Yes.
it, which is beautiful for you because it's maintained by somebody else, but you have the joy of
Yes.
enjoying the view and all of
It's
that.
very
Yeah.
tree lined as well.
Yeah.
Which
And
makes
very
it
green from the
makes
Very
it
green,
spectacular.
yes. I've noticed that about this part of the island as well. The southwest it's very lush and very green, compared to the northeast.
Super. You used the Helen Cummins Property Buyers Agency service. Can you tell us why you chose to take that route to buy a home here in Mallorca?
Well, the idea of a second home somewhere is something we've been talking about for a long time, and we've had sort of small attempts in other places using it, estate agents and whatever. And then when we finally decided that Mallorca was the place, we came across your agent or your service and thought, this sounds like a very good idea, because when you're dealing with multiple estate agents, potentially language issues, all of those things, it becomes quite a difficult process. And from what I read about and saw some of a video testimonial, I thought this actually sounds like something that could be of a great help for us. And it actually was, because it all happened extremely quickly.
Okay.
And I know it wouldn't have happened that quickly, if at all, if we hadn't been able to have this service.
Okay, so you dealt with Nadine,
Yes.
one of our team members. Can you tell us what was Nadine able to do, let's say, that made the process easier for you?
Totally relaxes for a start. She
So it gave you some
immediately-
confidence, was it?
And
Yeah.
she just made it feel very trustworthy, didn't we? We totally trusted her from the beginning. Just her.
And no pressure,
No.
and wanting to understand where we were coming from and what
Yeah.
exactly we really wanted, because although we had a list of things that were our sort of must-haves, we didn't really know what we wanted,
Yeah.
because there's so much available, the variety is incredible, and it was only really, I think, through Nadine understanding where we were coming from, getting to know us a little bit, and also being with us as we actually viewed some other properties and seeing our response to those properties. Then I think that really helped her assimilate the ideas of what it was we were looking for.
Because I guess initially she probably would have focused on the Puerto Poyense area.
Very much.
So was it her idea to show you these places in the southwest, or how did it come about, this idea to?
We had thought about the southwest because Dave's brother actually holidays every year in the southwest in Camp de Mar.
Oh, okay.
And he had said as well
How beautiful it is.
how beautiful. He said it is very hilly where they holiday, but he said, Dave, I think you should also look at the...
But for me, when we came out here, my head was saying, we're going to be in the northeast.
Yeah.
The northwest.
Sorry.
Right, northwest.
Yeah, I mean, when we first came, we stayed in Calvia in near Pugera, didn't we?
Yes.
And Dave immediately was, don't like this, don't like it.
I don't know.
And I said, just give it, don't like it, because he just wanted the beach and that run. And then slowly we started walking around and we fell in love with it.
Yeah. And I think particularly once we saw the property that we have gone for.
And the residential areas
around there,
was so different to look at.
Yeah.
Compared
And they
to-
feel more contemporary, right?
Yes.
More
Just better
maintained
kept,
and
yes.
better quality built. Not to take anything away, there is of course really good quality also in the northwest.
Yeah,
but
Palenza's
you don't have the
beautiful.
volume like
No.
what you said
You
initially.
don't have the volume, and I'm also going to make the observation that round about that area, the area of Santa Ponsa where we're in, is extremely well kept and looked after. Whereas perhaps some of the areas up there are,
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just very different. I mean, I can see why people go up north, but we can also see why.
Yeah. Well, this area, of course, around Santa Ponsa, you have some of the
beautiful.
most beautiful luxury homes on the island in Nova Santa Ponsa. It's a stunning. I mean, when you even walk around there, it's beautiful for your eyes to see all these incredibly luxury, beautiful properties.
And that's it. It's the approach as you walk or as you drive. It's all beautiful.
The roads are well kept. Pavements, you can walk for miles on beautiful pavements.
Super.
Tree lined.
So have you been running, Mandy,
Yes,
since you've
yeah.
been? Yeah?
The running is a sheer joy because it's flat, it's just kind of meanders, but you can run for miles. I mean, we can go without being on
there's
the
a
road.
loop
Yeah.
that you can actually go around on this pathway that's been.
Where is
been
the
made.
loop taking you?
It can go all the way from where we.
Even.
Yeah, from Camp de Mar Puguera you can come on, and then there's a pathway takes you all the way around into Palma Nova, around Magaluf, around Somferrer up to Santa Ponsa. You can do about 20k if you wanted to
And
do
it's
20k.
so safe.
Yeah.
It's tree lined. There's always people walking or walking their dogs or running.
And it's lit
or
at night.
It's lit at night. It's just stunning.
Have you found some favorite restaurants around your?
We're working on it.
You're working on it.
Yes.
You're in the process of testing.
We are,
Because
yes.
Obviously in Port Adriano, there's so many beautiful restaurants.
Yeah.
Do you like the new part or the old part?
I think it's all fantastic,
It's
to be
beautiful,
honest.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, and also up on the main street in El Toro, there's a couple of really nice restaurants as well.
Yeah, and El Toro is very local. It's a local Spanish community, but it feels quite villagey, doesn't it?
Very
is,
villagey,
Yeah. So
really
you have
nice.
kind of the best of both worlds, where you have
Yeah.
more like a village feeling, and then you have the beautiful port where it's, again.
It's all flash. And
Well, a little bit, because actually many of the super yachts that are based here in Mallorca are actually moored in Port Adriano.
Yes.
So it's really stunning to sit there in the
It
evening,
is very nice.
have your dinner, enjoy the views.
Yeah.
And sit down there and imagine the scale of these things is incredible. Some of the yachts are amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I would love to ask you to do a favor for me. Mallorca Living is a video podcast dedicated to those who are dreaming of making a life for themselves here on Mallorca. This is a very personal project for me, where I get to share with you wonderful stories about people who have actually made the transition to Mallorca. I would love to ask you to subscribe to this channel because it helps the channel grow and it makes sure that we continue to grow and prosper and reach as many people as possible who are interested in making Mallorca their home. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and sharing your comments. We love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you so much. Going back to the property buyer service, what I'm interested to know is what part of the service did you feel was the most valuable to you? Like in terms of, was it more at the search point? Was it at the negotiating point? Was it more all the recommendations that you got for the services you need? Or was it just the total of everything?
I think, you know, some of my thoughts beforehand were that, as I mentioned before, dealing with multiple agents is difficult.
Yeah. So having one point
having
of
one
contact.
point of contact was amazing. And you know, not just from not having to do the contacting yourself, but scheduling all of these things to fit in with our, you know, our travel plans as well. So having that done was.
And it is kind of,
great.
as you say, one trusted point of contact.
Yes.
So
Very.
you feel, okay, this person is representing me and my needs, and they understand what I'm.
100%.
Yeah.
So that was a convenience.
That was very convenient.
Because we have tried the other way.
Yes, we have another,
And
it's difficult
you're
because you
lost.
feel under
You're
pressure.
Absolutely lost. You don't know where
But
to
then
start.
on I think the legal side in particular, or those areas of it, that for me was always the most daunting and worrying. And you know, you're just never sure. You're in a foreign country. You're not sure how all that's going to work. And the, you know, the recommendations and the people you introduced us to was incredible.
Excellent,
You know, it all went so smoothly. And
I met you on the day that you
Oh, it was
signed.
so
And I think
smooth.
that was your big thing, that
Yeah.
you just couldn't believe how smooth everything
No, well,
went.
having, you know, being Scottish, and the Scottish legal system is, I think it's quite crisp as far as property is concerned. And then spending a long time in England, my first experience of buying in England, I was concerned, to say the least. And it was very slick. It was very efficient. And I was just so pleasantly surprised.
I think as well, because Nadine could translate immediately, which makes a huge difference. I think you felt
that helped.
and it's not pidgin English.
No.
She can translate both languages, and I think that really is helpful.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, just to go back to that, overall, the fact that Nadine was there effectively representing us, not representing people who are trying to sell to you.
Yes.
That's for me.
You kind of felt you had a little bit of a protection, right?
Yes.
She was so honest. She would tell us they're asking too much, or I don't think this is really for you, or she really was very honest, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a feeling that you have that insider guide, but without the pressure of trying to sell you
because even the
something.
ones she knew, we absolutely fell in love with immediately, because it was the first time we'd actually taken photos, and you could
the
tell
one that you bought,
right? She knew we wanted that apartment, but even when we came out, she said, I think they're asking a little bit much, so you're not jumping in. Yeah, didn't she? And she said,
she
I'm
helped.
going
And then was she able to negotiate the price
Yes,
down?
she
helped,
did.
yes, very
Right.
much. with that,
She said, and I'm going to just go and check a few things. And she'd obviously done all her research.
Yes.
And then she came back, she went, right.
Well, she had. I mean, once she saw we were very interested in that one,
Yes.
she came back the very next day with a whole lot of comparisons of what had been,
Which
you know,
was
sold
so
of similar size, scale, location, all the rest of it. So it really helped us
And she
feel
kind of
comfortable
said,
we weren't putting in, you know,
Exactly.
over the
And
odds.
that's what
so
you
to say.
need.
Yeah.
It's this
Yeah.
knowledge to know
Absolutely,
that you're making a good decision, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And she kind of gauged the price, didn't she? So I wouldn't go above this.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So the process, the whole legal process went very well.
Extremely
and
well.
that went very smoothly. And then you moved in and you decided you wanted to make some small reforms.
Yes.
And again, I think Nadine was able to make some recommendations for people to help
Yes.
you. So how has that been going?
So that's gone really well. We have we've engaged with one of the people that you recommended, who's looking at doing some alterations, but we're basically taking a wall down in between the kitchen and the lounge, and that requires an obra minor. It's almost like it's like mini planning permission or building work. So the wonderful thing about that is that this organisation is just taking care of everything.
Yeah.
So they came into the apartment, they had a look, we talked about what we wanted done, and they've basically gone away and done all the communications for us and all of that, right? So that's all planned to now happen. And they've also introduced a company that will install a new kitchen for us as well.
Brilliant.
And we also went to another kitchen company just to make sure we were getting a good deal. And we're
very happy.
Very happy with the one that they've recommended. So, and we will be going ahead with that.
Yeah.
So that's all going to happen. I expect it will happen just after we leave.
So you will give them the keys, yes. And tell them, okay.
Yes.
But that's also enhanced the whole experience, because even though the property was purchased, we'd moved in, Nadine didn't just vanish off
the
face of the earth. She was still there to, help with any questions, and she said anything you just ask, which really enhanced the experience.
Very much, yeah.
That's what can be very frustrating when you're new on the island, is to know who to go to, what to do. And unfortunately, that's the moment when everything can kind of go wrong, because if you do meet people who don't deliver and then you're disappointed and so on, it's true. And many times for us as well, we find smaller renovations, maybe you just want to update a bathroom or change a kitchen. To get a supplier for these small jobs can be so much more difficult than to find a company to build the house.
Absolutely.
So we know companies that really specialize in these smaller renovations, and
which was extremely helpful when you suggested Rupert and
I honestly, we'd still be sitting here scratching our heads thinking, how do we start with this if we hadn't spoken to Rupert and his team.
So advice for anybody who's thinking to do the same. I mean, Mallorca is a very desirable place to have a holiday home. There's many people in the UK, Germany, and around Europe who have, similar lifestyle to yourselves. Maybe they want to have a home here. What would you say to them in terms of advice?
Once you're sure that the island is for you, I think there's also the question of whereabout in the island. So there's a bit of due diligence that needs to be done there, but I think that is something that your service that's where it starts, really, I think. I would absolutely suggest that using a service like this is
the property buyers service.
Essential.
Well, I just think that it you could end up. I think it must prevent a lot of mistakes, but I think it can also accelerate a lot of dreams as well. Right?
That's a beautiful, a beautiful summary, actually. But then, because that's what we always say, we want you to make a better decision. Because you have the research and the knowledge and the impartial opinions that can make a difference for you. So that's a really nice way of putting it, Dave. We may use that one in our advertising and marketing. It's very, very good.
Problem.
So, yes, I mean, it is a kind of a leap of faith, isn't it? When you are in a foreign country without speaking the language and you're doing a major transaction.
Yes.
You want to know that you have good advice.
Well, we've talked about doing this for a long time.
How many years were you talking about?
Well, probably.
And we have seen properties in various areas
it's
of
difficult
Europe.
to say how many years. It was always an aspiration
to
have somewhere. But seriously, we've been talking about it for probably 3 years.
But you did, Mallorca was not your initial, because I think it was to do with Teddy,
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, you got to tell the story.
So we thought it would be extremely difficult to get to Mallorca with Teddy, with a dog. And but we were in Puerto Palenza, and there was another family with a cockapoo. And I said, I could tell they were speaking British. So I said, Dave, they're British and they've got a dog. So I just started chatting because you don't ask, you don't know. So I said, do you live here? And they said, no, we're from Wimbledon. And I said, oh, how have you got... They said, oh, it's so easy. You just get on the train, you get off at Cali, you drive to Barcelona, get the ferry, and you're here in 3.5 hours from Barcelona. And we were like, Dave's like, oh, Mallorca could be back on the list.
Because it was your number one.
Oh, it was
right?
our number one.
So the barrier was Teddy.
Absolutely
So
our
if the
number
truth be
one.
told, right, we kind of put Mallorca fully back on the agenda in May.
Yeah.
And then the intent of coming in July to work with Nadine was to just find a location.
Areas.
Then we were going to come back in October with him and do the experiment and make sure that all worked, and then secure a property.
Yeah.
But yes, we bought one in July on a leap of faith, and he was great. You know, it was the journey was no problem at all. So.
This often happens though, when you kind of make up your mind, somehow everything opens up, and we had many times clients like this is, oh no, it's too fast. I didn't expect to find something so quickly.
Well,
and I think people are surprised. And maybe the option, like there is quite a lot available. You know, to fulfill your dreams. So
I guess back to your question, you know, when we were saying that, you know, we've been doing this for a few years, it could have, you know, we felt we could have just been looking at places for years and years and years to come. But then coming here, working with Nadine, bang,
because
bang.
we felt lost until we worked with Nadine.
It filters down to your requirements. And I think that's where having somebody that really listens to what is your lifestyle vision. And then matching their local knowledge with your lifestyle vision can move much faster the process.
Absolutely. Because we've looked at other places in other countries, but we were just, is it right? Is it right?
Well,
so you were a little bit lost.
Very lost.
I think we were actually,
And lost here really till we teamed up with Nadine and yourselves. We, you know, because we had looked.
How are you visualizing now? You've had 6 weeks in your new holiday home. So what's your vision now for the future? In terms of well, I'd love to hear even from your overall life, because you're going to be dividing your time between Mallorca and your home in the UK. So what is kind of your ideal lifestyle now?
Well, as I say, we've got first grandchild on the way, which is, you know, so it's a bit of, we're not quite sure what that means for us, but you know, we're very excited about that. You know, both our kids are going to be married. Well, our son's will be married in June next year, and then Kate will be married the year after. So there'll be presumably more grandchildren on the way.
But it is a place that's very accessible from where we are, so you can nip over. I mean, I have a friend who nips over for a long weekend because flights are relatively cheap from where we are.
Yeah,
Kate's
we're
coming
midway between Bristol and Birmingham, and we can get flights. Yeah, Kate's coming out this week.
Yeah, and it's 45 minutes to the airport, 2-hour flight for not very much, and you're here. So it's just so accessible as well, Mallorca.
So we expect to do some sporadic trips, you know, for a week here and there, where maybe Teddy will stay at home, but then a couple of times a year, probably a longer trip when we'll drive down again.
And you do then maybe a couple of months, would you? At a time?
Yes.
Yeah. Super.
Try and be here more.
As much as possible. Really.
I mean, Dave will be able to nip for cycling whenever, really.
Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Dave, you have completed the 312.
Yes.
Yes. One of my dreams to do the 312. So congratulations for achieving that. When did you do it?
I did it last year in April.
Did you?
Yes. Yeah,
you did it last year and the year before?
No, I've only done one.
You've done it.
And I'll not try it again because I've managed it.
I say you've ticked that box. I'm not doing that again. And was it really tough?
Yes, it was tough. I think I was extremely lucky. The weather conditions were very favourable.
I did it last last year as
Yes,
well.
yes.
But I did the 167.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but the 312 is
So it was
incredible.
What, 24 degrees or something with a bit of a breeze.
But it wasn't too hot, because
No,
actually having it
it's
too
just-
hot is worse
Yes,
than...
and I have a good friend who's tried it a couple of times and not managed because it's been really oppressively hot. And if you don't get, if it's too hot and you don't get your fluids and your nutrition.
I think we had a lot of clouds actually that
yes,
day.
Yes,
That
it was perfect.
yeah.
It was perfect conditions.
Our son and his fiance did
They
the
did
167.
the 167
last
Last year.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So have you registered now for 2026?
No, I'm
You're like,
no,
I'm taking a break.
Yes, I wasn't sure where it all will be for 2026. So, but what I would like to do are the other distances.
Yeah.
And I'll.
So maybe you
probably
can join
do
our
that.
group,
Of course,
Dave,
yes.
and slow down, join us.
Well,
Enjoy it.
I know,
But we are hoping to get a little bit better. That's our dream
it is a fantastic event,
isn't
Yes,
it?
it's
I mean,
incredible.
I am every year blown away by the organisation of this event. For over 8,000 people, the amount of time and effort. And what always strikes me is how nice everybody is on the day and genuinely caring, wanting you to have an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Is that
No,
was
I agree
that
with
your...
you. I agree with you. It was
And we were able to see you finish.
yes.
It wasn't, because from that amount of people, you could still, there was room to see, them come in at the end, which I thought was lovely, because I've been to events where there was no way you'd ever get, unless you stood there from 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good.
Yeah, it was quite an emotional experience.
Yeah.
finishing
Well,
that.
to achieve that, how many hours did it take?
It was just 12.
Yeah.
12 hours is incredible.
It's a long time to be sat on a bicycle seat. That's
It
for sure.
is. I did just under 7.5, but a 12 is a lot.
It's a long,
I mean,
it's a long time,
you're really going fast. But 12 is fantastic because you have 14, I think,
Yes,
to complete
yes.
it. So
Yeah,
to manage
really
it.
well.
And I think that's one of the challenges of that event is the first cut-off time, because it's so
50,
busy.
yeah.
Because it's so busy.
Yeah.
You can sometimes get stuck in crowds or whatever. It's incredible when you set off a sea of people all cycling together. It's
And
amazing,
unfortunately, this year we had that heavy rain.
Yes.
Just
yes.
literally 10, 15 minutes before when we were all standing waiting to go over the line. And I had visions of like, oh my God, it's going to be crazy, because it's like with everybody slipping and sliding, but actually everybody really took their time and it was very safe and there was no calamity at the beginning.
No, it wasn't very much.
It's a fantastic thing, and that's what I love about it. One of the most
It was
things I love
Morven's
about this
first
island.
ever race as well. Wasn't
It was, yeah.
No, it's an incredible event. And actually, even now you see it, it's autumn here in Mallorca and the weather we have for
beautiful.
hiking, cycling.
Stunning.
It isn't an exaggeration when we say there's 300 days of sunshine in Mallorca, right?
Yeah.
We've had a couple of dull days since we arrived, when we won
And even then
nasty
it's
rainy
sunny
day, and that's it.
Yeah, it's never for like 2
No, it's
days
not a
running.
whole day.
It's kind of even
No.
a whole day. It's
And
changed.
don't ever believe the weather, because it always says, even if it's cloudy, it's not.
Yes, the forecast, you're always sure it's going to be wrong, right? That's what we always say.
I think so.
So before we finish with our quickfire questions, is there any other advice you would give to anybody who's kind of in the similar space as yourself? Go for it.
I think so. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can faff around thinking about it. If you're going to do it. Get the help, because it definitely, as
Of
Dave said,
the property buyers.
You need
agents.
you absolutely 100%. Yeah, do it.
We've tried
and use
it
that
the other
service.
way.
Okay, thank you. You're a
That's
great
it, yeah.
advertisement for us. Thank you. But it is true that the idea of the service, it's not that well known yet in Europe, whereas obviously
Really?
it's the business model for buying in
Yes.
the US. But we've we've seen it this year, the amount of people who are now looking to take that route in order to find their dream home here. So
I mean, I have friends, well, we both have friends, but they're in Dubai at the moment, and they do want, well, they want to come and see where we are. And I've already said, well, we know who you're going to.
But we've had quite a few clients from Dubai this year, actually. Europeans living in Dubai, and they want to move to Mallorca because Mallorca is an interesting place if you've been used to the lifestyle in Dubai.
I'd rather the climate here than Dubai, personally.
Yes, the climate, but also the cultural
aspect
and
I
the
think
European.
they're fed up.
But maybe Dubai, you actually go to Dubai for other reasons, right? It's a very interesting place if you want to make lots of good investments and high returns and so. Okay, let me ask you our quick fire questions. I think the answer to some. Beach or mountain?
Mountain for me.
And you, Mandy?
Beach for me in the summer, but mountain in the winter.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Summer heat or winter calm?
Summer heat.
Siesta or fiesta?
Oh, a bit of fiesta.
Fiesta? Great. Pamboli or ensenada?
Pamboli for me.
Pamboli. And North Coast or South Coast?
I think the North Coast is so stunning.
I agree. I agree. It's very, very beautiful. But you can always take your car, drive
South
to the
Coast
north, have a beautiful day, and enjoy it. Dave and Mandy and Teddy, thank you so much. Teddy behaved himself so well.
He was desperate to lie down.
He's really been good. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best in your new home, and I hope you get to spend lots of time there and enjoy the best of Mallorca.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you. If you're dreaming of making Mallorca your home, let me invite you to use our property buyer's agency service. With our service and our help, we can guide you to the right location that fits with your lifestyle. We'll also help you find the perfect home that fits with your dream. Contact us today for an online consultation or book an appointment and come and see us in Palma. We would love to help you make your transition to Mallorca a reality.